There's a number of things that sets this case apart from other abduction cases. First and foremost, that there's two people involved. That is extremely rare. My name is Philip Mantle and I'm a UFO expert, and I have recently uncovered new information that confirms that one of the world's best documented UFO abduction cases really did take place. The Pascagoula encounter happened in Pascagoula, Mississippi on October the 11th, 1973, involving two men, Charles Hickson, age 42, and Calvin Parker, age 18. They were kingfishermen, so they went fishing that evening on the river after work, and to their horror, they encountered a rugby ball shaped UFO with blue lights, and out of this thing came three very bizarre humanoid figures who took them on board this craft, gave them some kind of examination, both physically and mechanically, and put them back on the riverbank from whence they came. That evening they reported the incident to the local Air Force, Keesler Air Force Base, and to the sheriff in Jackson County, and the sheriff interviewed them in full, both separately, and then interviewed them in a room together, and unbeknown to Parker and Hickson, there was a tape recorder running in the desk nearby. This is known as the secret tape, and the police played that back later, and the two gentlemen involved were still talking about what happened to them, how scared they were, how they were going to explain it to their families. So that is, in a nutshell, is the Pascagoula incident. There's a number of things that sets this case apart from other abduction cases. First and foremost, that there's two people involved. That is extremely rare. Most such incidents is just one witness. Secondly is how the two gentlemen reacted afterwards. They didn't hide, they didn't run. The first thoughts were, what if this happens again and it happens to somebody else? We'd better report this. So they reported it to Keesler Air Force Base, who weren't interested. They advised them to contact their local law enforcement. They did. The local law enforcement were drawn into it, which is unheard of. So here you are, within maybe an hour or so after the event, they're sat in the police department in Pascagoula telling their story openly, because they fear that this may happen to someone else. So it is unique in many instances, and that just gives you a bit of an idea why it's so unique. The document that I've recently uncovered talks about puncture wounds, that both witnesses have puncture wounds about their body as a result of this incident. Now, to find any physical, written, documented evidence to support an incident like this is totally unheard of. They were examined 2 days after the event by Dr. James Harder, and this is his letter. I found it in an archive of the Center for UFO Studies in Illinois. It was in amongst a whole bunch of newspaper cuttings, and it was just stuck there in the middle. And when I read it, I couldn't believe it. And this has never seen the light of day before. When I discovered this document, obviously I contacted Calvin Parker. He's the only one of the two gentlemen involved, and I'd published a book of his last year, and Calvin was amazed. And I asked him first and foremost if he'd ever seen the document, and he hadn't. But he remembered Dr. Harder and another doctor who was there at the time, that was Dr. Alan Hynek, discussing the puncture wounds. He remembers them talking about it after Dr. Harder had examined him, but he'd never seen this document before, and he was absolutely amazed. And he more or less said, well, I told you so. Simple as that, but it did absolutely amazing.